Hi guys, welcome back to the final Adobe Lightroom tutorial in this series. What I'm going to try and do for you today is turn this photo that we have here taken at sunrise and try and expose the colours, bring them out a bit more because these trees here have lost their greens, and make this dark image a little bit lighter without trying to lose some of the detail that we have. Because in this photo it's sort of split in half, okay? The bottom area is fairly dark in contrast to the light sky. So let's give it a go. Okay, so heading straight over to the basic panel, we're going to try and bring up the temperature to about plus 15, okay, and the tint up to plus 5. Already it has made the photo to feel slightly warmer. The orangey tones that we have going on in the sun's reflection in the sky is now a bit clearer as well. So exposure we're going to increase to plus 0.76, okay, which has brightened up the image straight away. Now the contrast up to plus 5, okay. Highlights will drop down to minus 45. The shadows are going up to plus 29. Whites down to minus 72. And blacks up a little bit to plus 13. And now with that, the rocks at the bottom are a bit lighter as well. Okay, scrolling down to presence, I think we're going to keep the clarity on 0 for now. Maybe we change it a bit later, but let's see. Okay, we're going to turn up the vibrance to plus 11 and the saturation to plus 5. Okay. Already I think that the photo is brighter. There are more orange colours in the sky, the greens of the trees have been brought out a little, and the rocks at the bottom are brighter, and so is the Acropolis in the centre. For those of you that didn't recognise it, yes, this is the Acropolis of Athens, home to the Parthenon, or Parthenion, however you say it. Okay, now moving on to the tone curve. This time I'm not really going to make many changes here. Okay, I just want to bring the lights down slightly. Let's try minus 17 because I don't want to overexpose the image. Obviously we're trying to make the image brighter, but it's important not to overdo it. Okay, so taking a look at the colors in the HSL section that we have open already, we're going to start with the hue. So for the reds, plus 24. The orange minus 3, yellow plus 45, greens minus 58. Now that's made the trees obviously lose their green color, but when we edit the saturation and luminance, probably we're going to get it back. Okay, aquas we're going to go radically minus 100. Blues, now if you notice, if I drag the blues all the way to the left, you notice my shirt and the rocks down below in particular change to a light blue colour, but all the way to the right they change to a sort of purple colour, as you can see there. So I think for now I'm going to set it to minus 54, okay, for now, and then again maybe we change that later on. Alright, purple we're going to keep 0 and the magenta as well. Moving on to saturation, reds are staying on 0, orange we're going to put to plus 33, yellow minus 7, greens plus 96, aquas 0, okay, blues plus 16, purples minus 31 as well for the magenta. Okay, now luminance for reds minus 20, orange plus 9 and yellow plus 7. Okay, greens are going to put them up to plus 64, aquas going to keep on 0, blue plus 30, purple 0 and magenta 0. And yeah, what I said before, by increasing the sats and the luminance for the greens, we've regained some of the colour back here. Okay, so that's all good. Now for split toning, I think I'm going to set the hue to 254 here for the highlights, but I'm going to keep the saturation on 0. we'll bring the balance down to -80, and then for the shadows hue to 34 and saturation to 4 as well. Okay, you can see that these little changes that we've just added have brought in some more oranges to the photo, giving it a bit more of a summery look. Okay, if I just go ahead and press Ctrl Z, okay, you can see the difference that saturation has just made. In details, I want to increase a little bit the sharpening. Okay, you can see that if I zoom in on the picture here, okay, and increase the sharpening, that's a little bit too much. Okay, obviously here there's a bit of a blur. Okay, so I think I'm going to set it to 16 because I feel like I've lost some of the texture in the image itself. And then the only thing else I want to bring up is the color noise reduction to, again, 25. Alright, in camera calibration, the tint for the shadows we're going to keep at 0. The red hue I want to bring up to +11, but keep the saturation to 0. The green hue will bring down to -29, and again keep the sats to 0. And finally, the blue hue I want to increase up to +55 actually. Okay, so +55 or 56, and the saturation +6, because I want to get some of the original colour back in the shirt, because I'm not really a fan of the teal look, to be honest, so that for me is much better. Okay, almost there. I'm going to go back up to the top to the clarity, okay, and I want to make some quick changes. You notice that if I increase the clarity, okay, you know what, I quite like it at 100, to be honest. I like the effect that it's given, but I think maybe it's a little bit too much. So let's set the clarity to +23, and yeah, we're more or less there. Thank you guys so much for watching these tutorials. Hopefully you've watched them all. I'd really appreciate it if you'd like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. Take care.